and welcome back. Oh, grab mic. There we go. Welcome back to Asagao Academy. Where were we? It's been ages. Oh yeah, here we were. Right, so something happened. I wonder, is the lighting okay? Should I turn it off? No, it's fine. Okay. It was even harder to motivate myself knowing that all the single player training was almost useless. Phone, shut up! So yeah, I think Shane or Ian was just like, yeah, you can't play single player for the rest of your life, which, darn, I was kind of hoping we could get by in life doing that. I never played the competitive version. In it there was an entirely new component, solid blocks you couldn't move or break. Mai wasn't interested in or any good at these type of games, so I couldn't practice with her. I rolled my eyes. As I did, something caught my attention. The back of a distinct yellow jacket. It was Ian. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Oh no, it's just my phone repeatedly going off. Okay. It was Ian. He would definitely know how to play, seeing as he was the puzzle representative in Hidden Block's team. I swiftly grabbed my backpack and plopped myself next to him. Mind helping me practice Dumbledum's Revenge? Wow, you're being blunt, Hannah. My brain caught up to what my body executed, and my confidence dwindled. I laughed weakly, trying to ignore my rapidly beating heart. Nice one. I mean, if you're not doing anything important. Hi, Hannah. Is everything okay? No! Yeah, I'm fine. You're playing Dumbledum's Revenge in the tournament, right? We're just great at socializing, aren't we? Well, I'm a replacement for John in the puzzle department. He gave a skeptical smirk in response. You're my opponent, then? Yes, that's correct. If you were a good competitor, you wouldn't help me. But if you're a good person... I shrugged innocently, though Ian wasn't so convinced. What do you say? I've never played the two-player. I just want to know what it's like. Come on, it took a lot for me to come over here and ask this. Alright. I have to warn you though, I'm very good. There's a reason Hidden Block chose me. Okay. If you say so. Well, even 15 points. That is not too bad. Save. Pro tips. Here we go. I compete in the puzzle category every single year. Ooh. Okay. I don't know how much you'll learn by losing, but I'll joust. Meh. I can't actually remember what I'm actually supposed to say, but I think it's one of those decisions that doesn't affect your relationship. He put up his hands in defeat. Don't say I didn't warn you. He took his phone out of his pocket and started up the game. Mine was already loaded, so I set up the room. Alright, room name? Oh, I assume it's Hannah Rules. And the password? Ian Drawls. Very mature, Hannah. We're definitely going to win that way. He raised an eyebrow. Should have guessed. We'll see about that, won't we? I didn't get much time to practice with the tactics Shane mentioned, but it was apparently within the first few moments that I wouldn't need them. Right away, Ian set up 4 huge combos, and those cursed unbreakable blocks came down right on top of what I was preparing. He buried me beneath blocks in under a minute of play. It was sad, really. Be quick, Hannah. Nobody trying to win will give you enough time to plan out your combos. Shane said as much. Computer. He's helping you? Well, he's good. Almost better than me. Almost. Why isn't he the puzzle person, then? Ian shrugged. He's better at Mario Kart. What can I say? Oh, I wonder what that's playing off. I thought there was more to it than that. Can we try one more time? We don't have to class for another few minutes. Please, you're the only other person that plays this game. Alright, if it's for practice, I can't say no. He's such a good guy. We set up a rematch in Hannah Rules and began playing again. I looked up as the timer counted down and noticed that Ian's eyes quickly scanning his screen, preemptively looking for combos. I should have been doing the same. If you remember what I told you, you should be better this time. Ian didn't lift his eyes from his phone, so he couldn't see me nod at him. When my gaze returned to the game, we had already started. My thumbs moved in a flurry in my desperation to catch up. I saw a 4 match right off the bat and swapped blocks. I figured out rather quickly that it was a waste of time dealing with the unmatchable blocks, lovingly sent from Ian, but they were rapidly overtaking my screen. I lasted longer this time, but in the end Ian annihilated me and my poor blocks. Fantastic. I actually struggled for a bit this time. Oh, did you really? I tried to come up with a retort, but my mind was absolutely blank. He stretched out his hands for a second, and I realised he was being sincere. I wiped my sweaty palms on my skirt and gripped his hand. Pretty good for having never played competitively before this. He smiled mischievously at me and the bell rang. Great, fantastic. We should get to class. If you need anything else, you know where to find me, Challenger. Great. That happened. Oh, I really wish it's charging as well, so I can't turn it off. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Guild the Lily? What? It didn't matter what I did. Trophy hunts, high score achievements, video game paper crafts, even sewn plushies of obscure characters. Nothing interested or impressed Shane. Wait, what? Since when were we talking about Shane? It didn't help that my complete lack of talent in these areas meant that things I made ended up being an ugly mess. What was I supposed to do? I still didn't know Shane that well, but I knew someone who did. I hurried to John's dorm, wasting as little time as possible. Hey Hannah, what's up? Hey John. I was wondering whether you might be able to help me with something. Something Shane related. John, already roused by his friend's name, began to tap his chin. Do you have any idea what sort of gifts he'd like? Or if he might need anything? Well, maybe he's been homesick. He doesn't really say it, but it shows. In more than just his grumpy face. But Shane's always grumpy. Homesick? I thought of my father's letter tucked under my pillows back in my dorm. The dorm room, and the strain of being surrounded by people so clearly raised with more than I ever had. Poor Shane. Yeah, his appetite, his attitude, even the way he talks. He's all sad. The concern in his words was hidden by his ever-cheery tone. John turned his attention fully to me, then continued just as cheerily. He keeps talking about wanting a British flag for his dorm. Buy one? A symbol of his homeland. The banner of his patriotism. There we go. The mark of his lineage. You know, that sort of thing. That'll probably be the easiest thing to get him. That could be nice, but I was hoping to get him something a little more creative than that. Then you should make one for him. That is a bad idea. He ushered me inside, then went over to his desk to retrieve something. He returned with a stack of old gaming magazines and a pair of scissors. Let's do this. Oh no. After a short few hours of snipping, we crafted a Union Jack. That's not the English flag. After the Union Jack that any grade school art teacher would be proud of. After thanking John for his help, I rushed over to Shane's room, eagerness coursing through my veins. I knocked a few times on the front door, but there didn't seem to be any movement or noise coming from inside. I tried again, this time a little more aggressively, like, "Open the door!" Almost instantly, a clamour roared out, as if I worked some slumbering beast. Shut up, computer. Shane opened the door halfway, his body positioned so as to block vision into the other parts of his room. Are you okay? Did I interrupt anything? I'm fine, don't worry about it. He squinted, staring at the colourful collage tucked under my arm. What are you up to? I stepped away from the door and unfolded the flag and held it out as if it were going to be strung up then and there. Shane looks intensified into intrigued disgust. Oh, is that a Union Jack? John told me you were feeling a little down because you've been away from home for so long, but... His disgusted glare lifted from the flag to me. Ugh. Why are you bothering him with stuff like that? Excuse you? Why go through the trouble? My hands reacted, crumpling the flag at its edges. I was just trying to do something nice. I didn't want to get you something you didn't need or want, so I asked to make sure. My heart was beating fast, and my body started to feel warm. I'll be right back, guys. I just need to deal with something real quick. Okay, I'm back. Let's get going again, then. Woo. Yep, microphone's ready. Right, okay. My heart was beating fast, and my body started to feel warm. I couldn't let it deter me. I had to stand my ground. This was just how Shane was with people. Taking a deep breath, I straightened my arms out to properly show the flag. I made this for you because I wanted to show you what I'm capable of. You don't have to hang it up or anything, but please accept it. Stain stepped out. Okay. Shane stepped out of the front door, from the doorway, forcing me to step back and turn. He leaned in a bit, inspecting it. Then, with a scarf, he took it in his own hands. He held it out like I had, twisting and turning the flag every which way for a critic's look at it. I get that it's scrapped together, but it looks like a ransom letter. It was an understandable complaint. John and I didn't exactly cross-reference our work. Our use of faded, out-of-print gaming literature didn't help either. He shook his head, then folded the flag over his arm. Still, I guess it's not completely horrible. Thank you. I suppose I can use it until I can get something better. Ouch. Wow, that's really rude, but... Really? Thank you. I mean, you're welcome. Oh, that was a flash. Maybe I was just seeing things, but I thought I saw him flash a smile. No, you did see him. He did that. My heart was beating quicker than ever, but it felt completely different from when I was nervous. I hope you like it. Shane went back into his room, giving me a small wave before shutting the door behind him. It took me a minute to realize how quickly he accepted the flag and brought it back in with him. For a few seconds I was just standing there, listening to my own heartbeat. Oh my gosh, my computer won't shut up. If it weren't for one thing, I doubt I would have known he was still on the other side of the door. It was quiet, but I swear, I know for a fact I heard him say, "Thank you, Hana." Oh, that's so cute! It's so cute! Oh, we're gonna save! Guild the Lily. I still don't understand. That's mimicry is flattery. There we go. The next few days, things proved to be a bit awkward between Shane and me, whatever. I thought my gift brought us close together, but instead he avoided my eyes and was doing his best not to even speak to me. After days of frustration, I decided to change tactics. At the opposite end of the hall, I spotted Shane, and his attention still turned to the classroom he was leaving. This was my chance. I quickly made my way towards him, trying not to make it seem like I had some all-important ulterior motive. Shane! I unconsciously lifted my hands to greet him, only noticing because he responded with the same motion. Ugh. Hey, did you know? I closed my eyes and prepared my cockneyest accent. In the Ultra System 2 game, Kabuto Driver, although you can play most of the game as Takeda Hondo, you need to assume your driver persona in order to deliver finishing blows to a particular boss enemy. This being an attribute brought over from the source material's extensive history of dynamic climaxes. When I opened my eyes, there was a less than entertaining expression on Shane's face. But for some reason, the edges of his lips started to visibly tremble. That's probably enough. Let's not push our luck. I figured that was enough embarrassing myself for today. And now you know, I'm sorry. I swear I'll never do that again. Shane's trembling stopped. A warm smirk plastered on his face. Thanks. That was all he said before departing for his next class. He probably knew that, knowing Shane. Later that day, Shane had lamented how awful the school fish and chips were. As I listened, I took the idea away with glee. I would make them for him. Oh God, this is going to end badly. I never fried anything before in my life, but it couldn't be that hard. Luckily the dorm kitchens were stocked pretty nicely, and there was a thick fillet of cod in the back of the fridge. I pulled it out and cut it up. I remember from frying chicken with my dad that batter was flour and water mainly. As I soaked the fish strips in egg, I stepped out a cookbook to make sure my knowledge was correct. It had to be perfect, and I only had enough fish for one try. I followed the recipe, mixing together the spices and flour. When the oil was properly heated, I took a slotted spoon and set out to fry. It was difficult, and I was terrified of a drop of oil was going to jump out and hit my face, but finally they were done. I clapped my hands together and flour exploded in the air, dusting my face and hair. That's an unimpressed look. But as I looked down at my fried creation, I smiled. They looked absolutely perfect. I had done everything right for once. Maybe this would make up for my pitiful attempts at cheering Shane up. I wiped my hands on my apron and hung it back up before slipping on my uniform jacket. Lunch period was nearly over, since I had elected to spend it making the fish. I plated it up rather messily and shielded it with the plastic wrap. If I ran, Shane would still have enough time to try it. To avoid being smited by the tumble gods, I made sure my shoes were tied and there was nothing to trip on. I made my way down to the cafeteria. The dishes would have to be done later. Oh no. Oh, here she is. Oh, this is gonna go so wrong, I know it. I told you she didn't forget about us. I slid into the seat next to Mai and pushed the plane to Shane, trying not to make eye contact with anyone. It's fish and chips. Well, without the chips. It's fish. Why? You complained all about the school food, right? I know you're kind of missing home, and I understand. My parents used to make this for me, and it always cheered me up, so... I unwrapped the plastic from the plate and released the steam. He's smiling! I caught a quick smile from Shane. I was happy to get a glimpse of his elusive Shane smile, patent and pending. Wow, Hannah, they smell really good. The blush hiding my fear floated to the surface. Of course, I made enough for everyone to have some. Shane's got to eat it first, though, right? Under the watch of the normal Boots Club, Mai and myself, Shane picked up a piece of my creation. Oh no. Thanks. He took a huge bite, careful at first, then chewed, his face shifting into something more akin to surprise. Oh no. Wow, this is actually really good. He stopped suddenly, then dropped the fish and began searching desperately for something. When it was not found, he got up and ran out of the cafeteria, coughing on the way. But the fish had to have been perfect. I followed the recipe so closely. No one else said a word. I ripped off a small piece of fish and chewed it slowly. I immediately knew what was wrong. My mouth ablaze, I fished around in my backpack for my water bottle and downed the whole thing in 4 seconds. It's a little spicy. My voice was but a croak. I was too busy trying to hide the uncontrollable tears brimming in my eyes. No, stop eating it! Mai and Zach took a crumb and ate it. A moment later, they were really feeling it. Dang, I can handle my spicy food better than your average person, but this is something else. He shook his head violently and Mai's face puckered. This could be a magical girl component, Hannah. Wow! Just how much I don't know how to say that, but, did you add 2 cups? Why? They all looked as if I killed someone right in front of them. 2 cups? Oh gosh, okay, I'll be back in 1 minute. Right, I'm back. Oh gosh. I always forget it sometimes does that. I think when it says, that's what the recipe said. That can't be right. 2 teaspoons, maybe? I don't know. I thought everything was right, but obviously it's not. I knew it! Just Hannah's a train wreck, bless her. She's just a massive train wreck. I looked down in defeat, and here I thought everything was perfect. now that Jared mentioned it. They did look a little red to be fried fish. Oh my gosh, you didn't notice! Do you think Shane's okay? He ate a lot. Oh my gosh, you've killed him. You killed him, Hannah. A little spice never killed anyone, Hannah. He's fine. I'd imagine he's just getting some water from the bathroom. Gerard is right. Plus, even if it didn't turn out as expected, he should still be thankful you took the time to cook for him. Why don't you ever cook things for me, huh? Mai pushed me playfully. He did a nice thing. Even if he doesn't appreciate it, then you shouldn't appreciate him. Then what do I do, huh? I'm in a dating sim. You can't just like choose a guy and then go back on it. Thanks, guys. Want me to go talk to him? I shook my head. It's fine. Class is about to start anyway. He'll probably be there and I can apologize profusely. That is an interesting word. Peppers. I don't assume anyone wants these. I lifted up the plate and offered it around. Ooh, me! What? I wasn't expecting a serious answer and was already getting up to throw them away. Mai, are you for real? Why would you possibly want these? You know, variety is like a pinch of cumin in the simmering pot of life. Great. I wasn't buying it. My culinary failures can only be of use can only be used for good, not evil. I dumped the fish into the trash. The thump of them hitting the bottom of the bin went nicely with Mai's anguished wails. But you know my recipe now. I'm not condoning food terrorism, but I can't exactly stop you. Mai sprang up and hugged me. I knew you'd see things my way. Probably going to give them to Mimi. Soon, everyone else began cleaning up and putting away their trays. Shane still hadn't come back. I guessed I wouldn't see him till later. There it is. Cheer up, Hannah. He's Gerard paused and squinted at something across the cafeteria. Yeah, see? Isn't that him over there? That's an angry face! It was hard to see Shane in this angry figure coming straight towards me. You couldn't win my acceptance, so you tried to kill me? No, it wasn't like that. No matter what you try and do, I'm not going to change my mind. Still fuming, he walked over to John and put an arm on his shoulder, the other one still clutching his stomach. Tell Miss Shizuka I won't be able to make it. He looked over his shoulder at me. Someone made me Oh! That is so rude. That is so unbelievably rude. Whoa, missing class? You okay, dude? Besides the fact I want to expunge my charred organs from my body, yes. I didn't think they were that bad. God. He walked off. What was Shane talking about? You guys have some beef? What? No, I think he's just delirious. I looked down at the ground, suddenly very interested in my shoelaces. My food was terrible after all. Hey, don't get so down. We'll try again another time, okay? She clapped me on the back. By now I was more than used to the Mai Heimlich. Thanks. Let's get to class. Maybe it'll help me forget. Running helps me clear up last night's bad choices. Badgering the defendant. Okay. Shane was gone for 2 days. John had to bring him homework, and he didn't even come to meals. He was so sick. I was consumed with guilt every second. It was my fault, everything. What else could it be? What time are we on? Okay, we've got a bit of time left, I think. Yep. Okay. I slouched into my seat, absent-mindedly doodling a sad stick man on my homework. Then Mai hit me. Ow! What was that for? Hi, Shane. How are you? She was looking at something. Shane was walking through the door, avoiding eye contact with everyone. He promptly slid into his desk and started talking quietly to PBG. I told you he didn't die. Thank you, Mai. That's very supportive. Mai did this thing where she tried where she tried to whisper but ended up not doing it at all. It just sounded like an especially breathy statement. PPG looked over at us. My eyes never went to my desk faster. Right. With that, I think I'm going to end it there. I'm probably laughing at this way more than I should be. That's probably necessary, but I just find it so funny that Mai can't seem to whisper no matter what she's talking about. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you're all having a great new year, and here's hoping that this year will be leagues better than 2016. Okay, so I'll see you all next weekend. Bye bye.